Dante's Divine Comedy, Inferno, Canto the First. So before I start, there's one thing I want to get out of the way real quick. Dante is the author. He's also the main character.
Okay.
So if the fiction is to be believed, this happened to him 20 years ago.
Okay.
The first canto starts off, he is lost in these like dark, very scary woods. He has no idea how he's gotten here. He's just kind of woken up recently. He knows he was on some kind of like straight road earlier, but now he's lost in these very scary woods.
Well, I can suddenly see the similarities between Over the Garden Wall.
Yeah,
Wow.
he was kind of hoping that you would have missed that.
Yeah,
He'll get to
wow.
more original stuff later on, but for now he's just copying his
Right,
favorites.
right, yeah. Copying Cartoon Network.
There is one
yeah.
line from the translation that I do want to read verbatim here. He describes the forest. Its very memory gives a shape to fear. So, like, even the memory of it is extraordinarily scary.
That's a really well-written line.
Eventually, he looks and he sees outside of the woods, he sees a hill bathed in sunlight at the top. And he's like, I need to get there. That's going to be safe. He gets to the edge of the woods. He looks back at the very scary woods one last time. And then he turns and he starts running up the hill as fast as he can. He's just booking it up to the top as fast as possible. He's nearing the top when all of a sudden there's a leopard in his way, blocking him from getting to the top. He tries to go around it a couple times and it keeps kind of like cutting him off, getting in his way, to the point where he's all of a sudden very worried that he can't go up. He's going to have to go back down into the woods. He's very, very scared. Then all of a sudden, as if things couldn't get worse, he hears a roar to his side, and there's a lion there as well. This lion looks very hungry and very scary. And then, as if again things couldn't get even worse, he sees a she-wolf. I don't know how he knows it's a she-wolf. But
He saw the red lipstick.
yeah, the red
and
lipstick,
the eyelashes.
long blonde hair, little
yeah.
bow. The she-wolf looks even hungrier than the other two. Like, you can like see like its ribs poking through, and it's just like drooling at the mouth. The she-wolf especially starts chasing him and trying to bite him. So he's super scared. He runs back down the hill into the woods with the wolf behind him, just trying to get at him. And he dives back into the woods to like hide from it. Super, super scared, super frustrated that he couldn't get to the top of the hill. A figure approaches him. And he says, like, I can't tell. Are you a human? Are you a ghost? I have no idea. But please save me. The figure tells him that he's not a man, but he used to be. The implication being here is that he died a while ago. He tells him where he's from, who his parents are, about all these poems that he wrote. If you were alive at the time, you'd know, oh, this is Virgil.
Okay, I've heard the name before.
He's some old famous Roman poet, lived like a couple thousand years before this book was written. He asks Dante, why'd you come back into the forest? That hill over there, it looks like such a good place to be. Why'd you come back into these scary woods? First thing Dante says when he like gets up and brushes the dust off of his pants, he goes, OMG, Virgil, I'm your biggest fan. I've read all your books. I was so inspired by your work. You're the reason I became a poet. But he says, look at that she-wolf over there. She's trying to eat me. She scared me away from the hill. I had to come back into the woods. I can't get around her. Please protect me from her. And Virgil nods his head, knowing like, oh, yep. So that happens like all the time. People are always trying to get up that hill, and she's always chasing them down. She won't let anyone get past. Apparently, she kills and eats anyone who tries to get through. The eating only makes her hungrier, which I think if that happened to me, I'd probably stop eating. But she continues to eat and continues to get hungrier. So Virgil tells him that she's going to keep doing this until basically Judgment Day. I don't know if I've mentioned this whole thing is like a big metaphor.
Oh, yeah, I kind of assume this is like an allegory.
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
very symbolic, very poetic. But he says, don't worry, I'll guide you through another path to get to where you're trying to go. First things first, you're going to see where all the dead people are being tortured. That's Inferno, or hell. Next, we're going to go up a mountain where we're going to see a bunch of people who are in fire, but they're kind of don't mind being in the fire, apparently, because they know where they're going next. That's Purgatorio, or Purgatory. Finally, someone else is going to come, and she'll guide you through the last part, and that's going to be Paradiso, paradise, or heaven. He says she'll escort you through because the King of Time won't let me in, since the long story short is that Virgil was born before Christ, so he was not saved. He's not allowed into paradise, or Paradiso. Dante's like, well, all right, let's go. And Virgil's like, follow me, and they head off. And that is the end of the first canto.